Plane mysteries interest many of us, and over the years there's been no shortage of them. The strange story of Pan AM Flight 914 has been shared various times, with many websites calling it one of the biggest aviation mysteries, claiming that even experts are stumped and can't seem to explain what happened. The story goes that a plane took off from New York back in 1955, having 57 passengers on board. It was reported though that the plane never made it to its destination and actually went missing for 37 years. People soon started to put forward their theories for what happened, but it seemed that the plane vanished into thin air. Things got even stranger when the plane allegedly reappeared and landed in Miami over 3 decades later. One of the most common theories put forward is that the plane went through some kind of time portal. Interestingly, this story allegedly had people that were able to back up this story, with one being that of an air traffic controlman. Although this story sounds incredible, the claims are rooted in fiction, with the story being made up by an online news source. Just because this story turned out to be fake though, there's still many plane mysteries that are waiting to be solved. Perhaps some of the most interesting ones are those involving UFOs. We are told that the majority of UFOs can be explained, with officials saying they are just weather balloons, natural phenomena, military activity, birds, hot air balloons or camera anomalies. But yet there seems to be many pilots that have come forward with their own encounters, with many of them stating that they had no idea what the craft was they just witnessed. One American Airlines pilot reported seeing a disc-shaped craft, and noted that it overtook his plane and covered the curvature of the Earth within seconds. He went on to say that the craft was easily hitting a couple thousand miles per hour, and noted that there's nothing in the United States military that's able to reach those kinds of speeds. It's interesting when people like pilots go on record and detail their encounters. After all, these are the people that spend the most amount of time in the sky, and it's also their job to be able to identify man-made crafts. So when they turn around and say they're not sure of what it is they've just seen, some say it adds credibility to the sighting. One of the most interesting accounts comes from that of Captain Thomas Mantell. Captain Thomas Mantell was an experienced pilot, boasting a flight history of 2,167 hours in the air. Many of these hours have been served during World War II, where he fought for the Allies in the Battle of Normandy, and was rewarded with the Distinguished Flying Cross and Air Medal for his heroism. In 1947 he returned to Louisville, and joined the New Kentucky Air National Guard as a flight leader. However, less than a year into the new job, Mantell's career ended in tragedy when he passed away while in pursuit of an unknown flying object. The object was seen by several of Mantell's colleagues. Base Commander Colonel Guy Hicks reported that it was very white, and around 1/4 the size of the full moon, while observers at the Clinton County Airfield described it as the following: having the appearance of a flaming red cone trailing a gaseous green mist, with a speed greater than 500 miles per hour. It was also seen by the Kentucky State Police, who contacted Captain Mantell, requesting for him to investigate the object. Alongside 2 colleagues, Mantell set off in pursuit of the large white object. When his colleagues informed him they were going to retreat and level their altitude to try and see the object more clearly, Mantell ignored them, pursuing the object in a steep climb and at a high altitude. Unfortunately, while at this altitude, Mantell blacked out from the lack of oxygen, and he and his plane crashed at a farm south of Franklin on the Tennessee-Kentucky state line. Mantell passed away on impact. Mantell's death was tragic, but also a monumental occasion in UFO history. Before this point, there had only been a few cases reporting unidentified flying objects, and most of these cases had been dismissed by the public as fads or the delusional sightings of insane men and women. However, Mantell was a highly respected pilot, and the fact he'd laid down his own life to determine what this object was resulted in an increased public concern about UFO phenomena. The official response from the Air Force line when Mantell worked was that the object he'd seen was actually Venus. However, this theory has been attacked by others who argue that on the date of Mantell's death, Venus was only 33 degrees above the horizon, and thus would not have been visible to Mantell. An official investigation was later opened named Project Bluebird that concluded that the object Mantell had been chasing was a skyhook balloon, and part of a top-secret project that neither Mantell nor his colleagues would have known about. These skyhook balloons were being used by the Navy to measure radiation levels in the upper atmosphere. The skyhook balloon finding has largely been accepted. However, there's still some skeptics. For example, eyewitness Glenn Mays insists that Mantell was the victim of an attack, as he swears he saw Mantell's plane explode in mid-air as if the result of a bullet. His argument is supported by James Dusler, who states that the damage pattern on Mantell's plane was not consistent with an aircraft crashing at high speeds, but instead one that belly flopped into the clearing, as if it was shot down. There's even those that say that when Mantell's body was found it was riddled with strange holes, which might have been bullet holes. Whether you accept the official line that Mantell was chasing after a skyhook balloon, or believe he was the victim of a weapon, what Mantell was chasing that day remains a mystery. So what do you guys make of this plane mystery? What do you think happened to Mantell? And do you think that he was pursuing an unidentified flying object or a balloon? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.